What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Joe's McFly, out here with Joe's McFly TV. And, guys, we've had some good sports, really good sports weekend. I'll tell you right now, this is my favorite time of year. It is February 9th, which means that the Super Bowl just happened, which means that baseball is front and center, at least to me. Great time in sports. We got the Winter Olympics. We have with what happened with Lindsey Vonn sucks, really does suck. She was already performing while being hurt, and then gets hurt again, so then that sucks for her. Got the Winter Olympics. We have NBA. All-Star Game should be around the corner. Trade deadline just happened. We had the Super Bowl. That just happened. The Serie Caribe just finished wrapping up. We'll talk about that in a bit. World Baseball Classic is going to be getting underway starting at the beginning of the March, and I cannot wait for that. I think we're about 22, 23 days out before that starts, so I can't wait for that. I already got my DR hat. You already know I'm rocking and rapping. Rocking and rapping? I kind of like that. I'm rocking it. Yeah, anyway. And then we have, of course, Yankee baseball in the baseball season. A lot happening. Then there's the World Cup later on. There's a lot happening this year in sports, and we're just getting underway. But, guys, Super Bowl was interesting. A lot of people are calling it a boring Super Bowl because it was just field goals at first, and my Super Bowl party was it wasn't lit, bro. It wasn't that good this year. It was all right because the people that I was with was cool, but we got to actually organize like a really good party next year. I did have some good dip that Justin Pennick actually introduced me to. That buffalo chicken dip is different, bro. It is different. But the game itself, I thought the game was good. I went in thinking there is no way that the Patriots are going to win. And the Seahawks won. They won 29-13. It was a defensive clinic. It was awesome. Drake May was all over the place. He could not get anything going. And I'm happy because anytime that a Boston team loses is a good day. Always remember that. Anytime a Boston team loses, it's a great day, if you know what I mean. But the biggest topic of conversation for this Super Bowl, what feels like back-to-back years, is not even the game, it's the halftime performance. Bro, people are so worried about the halftime performance. It's a show. Enjoy it or don't. I don't know, man. Listen, Bad Bunny, to me, El Conejo Malo, went out there. I thought he performed well. I thought it was a really good, entertaining show. I think it was fire. I went to Bad Bunny concerts. I have a lot of fun at Bad Bunny concerts. That's me. You know, maybe some people may not like it. That's them, whatever. To have your own halftime show, bro, like how petty can you be? To say, you know, listening to Bad Bunny at halftime is not American is kind of strange to me. And I'm not going to sit here and get political because I don't even think it's political. What do you mean is not American? First of all, I feel like the NFL is trying to attract a global audience. Do I ever think that NFL, like actual football, will ever be like a global sport? No, honestly. I think that's just an American thing, honestly. I don't think that people overseas really care for it that much. I think that soccer is king everywhere, and that's just what it is. But anyway, they want to attract a world audience. So how do you do that? You're already going to get the ratings from the American people, the English-speaking people, no matter what. That's happening. So what do? Let me go ahead and get the #1 artist in the world, and let me go ahead and bring Bad Bunny, right? Who's been selling worldwide. He's done a tour that has broken records, and he hasn't even stepped foot in America during this tour. But you may not know that. Maybe you don't listen to Bad Bunny, and that's fine. That's okay. If you didn't like his music, that's fine. If you didn't like the Super Bowl halftime show, that's fine too. It's okay. Like, what you feel is okay. There's people to try to put down another group to make yourself feel, that's whack. Every single year, no matter who performs, people are going to say some stupid shit. If Michael Jackson comes back from the dead and performs and does a Super Bowl halftime show, people will come back and say it was trash, it was mid, no matter what. So it doesn't matter. I stop arguing with people for Super Bowl halftime show. You enjoy it, you don't, who cares? We used to like the Super Bowl for the performance and the commercials. That's not even what we do anymore. I don't know. It's felt like a tradition that's gone by the wayside. But that's my 2 cents on it, man. I don't think you should put down somebody else for liking certain music. There was a lot of symbolism that resonated with a lot of the Latino audience, and that's good with me, and I liked it. I seen the Dominican flag out there. I seen the American flag out there. His message was, let's unite, unity and love is stronger than hate and all of that stuff. And sure, and then let's go back to watching football. There's nothing wrong with the message. I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with the message. The fact that it was all in Spanish, I think it's about vibing, bro. Bro, you can listen to a K-pop song and vibe to it. I don't know Korean. I could listen to how many Japanese songs do I listen to when I watch my anime and I vibe into it? I don't know what the fuck they saying, but that shit is fire. That's fire to me. Sometimes it's just fire to you. You vibe with the music. It was good music, all of that. And if you can do that, great. If that's not your cup of tea, then fine. That's cool. You can listen to Morgan Wallen or whatever. That's good music too. All right? And that's it. But it doesn't mean that, you're less American if you like it. You're right. Like, people just looking for a reason to divide, bro. Let's just come together and stop bitching. Anyway, I'm dying to see what the performance numbers are. I did see online that it's already the most watched Super Bowl of all time, the performance of all time. I believe that Kendrick Lamar last year beat out Michael Jackson, who, by the way, had a record for about 32 years. Michael Jackson was him, okay? There is no Michael Jackson level of stardom. There is nobody will ever attain that level of fame. Michael Jackson is it. Okay, just remember that. I don't care who it is. Anybody you name, Michael Jackson's the best. Then from there, I believe that now Bad Bunny and this performance has beat Kendrick Lamar's last year performance. Take with that what you will, but that's basically what's happening with that. I love it. Whatever. We'll see what happens next year. Anyway, football's gone. Baseball's at my front doorstep, and that's what I love. Speaking of baseball, La Serie del Caribe just finished wrapping up. In case you guys don't know, La Serie del Caribe is a series where all of the Latin American countries, or the countries from the Caribbean, or around the area, around the place, like you got Mexico, Venezuela was in it, but they had to drop out because a lot of the stuff that's happening in their country. In the past, we had Cuba in it, but they dropped out for different reasons. Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and a bunch of other countries, right? And what would happen is these companies face off and within their countries in their regular Winter League series. And the winners of that series would then go on to representing their country in La Serie del Caribe. So this year, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Mexico had two teams. They had Mexico Verde and Mexico Rojo, which is just two different teams. Mexico Rojo, which is Los Charros de Jalisco, and Mexico Verde, which is Los Tomateros de Culiacán. They faced each other in the championship game of the series. And guys, it was crazy. Like, they were going back and forth. They were in extra innings. And then Mexico Rojo ended up winning in extra innings on a wild pitch. Crazy. Insane. Congrats to Mexico Rojo. I believe they only lost one game in the entire tournament. Did a great job. And it was a really fun tournament to watch. It was almost like an appetizer for the World Baseball Classic almost. Obviously not as big as names and all of that stuff, but still, it was still pretty good. Dominican Republic ended up losing to Mexico Verde, and they lost to them back-to-back and got bounced out. So Los Leones del Escogido did not have a good showing in the playoff format of it, and that's where we're at. Congrats to Mexico Verde. World Baseball Classic is front and center, like I mentioned before. 22 days. We're about 22 days or so before the World Baseball Classic starts. The rosters were announced, and it was pretty good, man. Like, a lot of the teams that are out. Obviously, the favorite, with the way everything looks right now, the favorite is definitely the United States with their roster. Looking at the World Baseball Classic roster, this is by far, I don't want to say by far, I think that this is the best roster for sure, and they are the favorites to win this tournament. I mean, you have Aaron Judge in right, Byron Buxton in center, Corbin Carroll in left field, Harper first base, Henderson second, Bobby Witt Jr. shortstop, Bregman third base, Kyle Raleigh catcher, and then you have Schwarber at DH. I mean, just that lineup alone is beastly, bro. Just think about it. Look who they got out there. They got people. They got Judge, who's won multiple MVPs. Harper has won an MVP. You got Bobby Witt Jr., who's competing. I think he went runner-up for MVP against Judge. Bregman's won World Series. You got Kyle Schwarber. He's one of the premier power hitters in baseball. Kyle Raleigh, runner-up to MVP, has one of the best years for a catcher ever. And he's awesome. That we're not even talking about what's happening in their bench. They got versatility in their bench. Ernie Clement and Pete Crow Armstrong. They got some speed. They got Paul Goldschmidt, who was out there as well, and Will Smith and Bryce Terang. Like, they have a good mixture, just hitters and just position players. And we're not even talking about their pitchers, man. Their starting pitchers, their strength. I think that of all the countries, they brought the best pitching to the Classic here. Paul Skeens and Terry Skubal to just start it up. And then you got Logan Webb, and then let's not forget about Joe Ryan, bro. Show him some love. I love me some Joe Ryan, and then Matt Boyd to round out the rotation. Look at their pen. You got Bednar, Clevenger, Holmes, Griffin, Jacks, bro. Keller, and Kershaw's coming back. I thought he retired. I thought Kershaw was done. You know what I mean? I guess he's like the long reliever, like elder statesman and whatnot. McLean, you know him with the Mets. You got Miller, Spear, and Waka, and Whitlock. So they got a nasty pen as well. Great roster that Mark DeRosa and the team put together to try to represent the United States out here. If they don't win it, it's actually a big disappointment considering, you know, what's going on and who they brought position player-wise. We'll talk about, like, what's the mixture here. To me, it's about the trifecta, the top three teams, right? It is U.S. up top. And then after that, it's Dominican Republic, and then you have to give Japan their love, bro. You may not know some of the names, but since this tournament has started, this has been Japan's tournament. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There is no arguing about it. They have won 3 of these tournaments, okay? They come to play. They take it very seriously for their country, to represent their country. They take it super serious, and they take it extremely hard when they lose. So we have that there. Let's go ahead and take a look at Team DR, then we'll talk about a slept-on team. Dominican Republic has brought a showing, especially in the lineup, bro. Look at this. Juan Soto in left field, Julio Rodriguez in center, Fernando El Niño Tatis in right field. You got Machado at third base, Perdomo, who don't sleep on Perdomo, bro. Don't sleep on Perdomo. I know it's either him or Peña. I know some people were arguing for Peña, but I feel like people that are arguing for Peña are more sleeping on Perdomo, who is one of the best shortstops out there. So Perdomo, the best second baseman war-wise. Marte. Then you have Vlad Guerrero Jr., who's on a big-time run right now, especially with the Toronto Blue Jays. They went to the World Series. He had a great playoff, phenomenal playoffs. So I love him in this tournament. And we have Caminero, who had a breakout season last year. He had awesome season. And then, of course, we have Austin Wells, who, by the way, man, you guys don't know. A lot of people are like, yo, is he really Dominican? He's got lineage, bro. Austin Wells got lineage, Dominican lineage. Let me see if I can find it. So here goes the tree, man. Este tigre es dominicano, bro. Look at his grandparents. Luis Felipe Fernandez Mena. His grandmother, Sandra Perez. You know, his parents are Michelle Fernandez. And then his dad is Greg Wells, American. He is half and half, bro. This man's fully Dominican. I know he looks white, he looks super gringo y toda esa vaina. Este tigre dominicano. Oíste. Este tigre es un dominicano pura cepa. Mira la sangre. All right? You can see it in his blood, bro. It's just what it is. Can't deny Austin Wells the love. You know what I mean? And I've been knew about this, bro. I've been knew about Austin Wells and his Dominican lineage for a while. I mean, look at this. This was me back in 2024 with an Austin Wells homer. Wells hits a home run right here. I'm going to fucking lose it. I hope so. Camera wasn't focused. Let's go! Yeah! Oh, shit. I don't know what. Home run, right? Nah, that's crazy. Look at this. What that says. A 3-run homer from El Dominicano, Agustino Emanuel Wellington Martinez Sosa Ruiz Galvez Fernandez. Forgot to add that. So it's good stuff. Anyway, enough jokes. Austin Wells, Dominican, shout to him. And then we got Team Japan, which is, I feel like people are still disrespecting these guys, even though they've won the tournament 3 freaking times and they bring their best every single time, there's a lot of names that you don't know, and I feel like because of that, there's a lot of disrespect there. But any team that has Ohtani on it, and you've seen what Ohtani did, he came ready to play last time. Otani's there at DH. You got Okamoto. We're starting to learn some more of these names. Okamoto at first came over from the to the U.S. Murakami's debuting with the White Sox. You got Suzuki in right field. Morishita in center field. Sato in left field. Kazuno in shortstop, and Maki at second base, and Sakamoto at catcher. There's a lot of people that we don't know, but guess what? We're going to learn them, bro. We're going to get to know them. They're bringing Yamamoto and Kikuchi and Kiriyama and Sugano and Ito. So, I mean, we'll see. There's a lot. Again, some of these names we know, a lot of these names we don't know, and it doesn't mean that they're trash. These guys play, and they play a brand of ball, bro, that's honestly very beautiful to watch. Watching Japanese baseball, there's a lot of fundamentals that they make sure that they take care of. A lot of bat to ball, maybe not as much power, but you still got some pop in there, and they have really good pitching. A lot of deceiving, some really good split fingers and all of that stuff. And I cannot wait to watch this team and this roster to see what they put together for this tournament. So I'm looking forward to watching Team Japan as well. They're in the same not in the same pool, but in the same bracket as Team DR. So if DR wants to make it, they're going to have to go through to Japan, bro. That's just what it is. I do think that a team that is entirely slept on is Team Venezuela. I know that everybody talks about the top 3, like I mentioned, the cream of the crop, the top of the top. But I feel like Team Venezuela is a team that is slept on with Acuna and Chorrillo and Abreu in the center, and in the outfield. You got Arise and Torres and Jimenez and Garcia in the infield, and Salvador Perez catching along with Suarez DHing. That lineup is a legit lineup, bro. You got everything you need in a lineup there. You got some power, you got some pop, you got your overall really good players, you got experience, you got leadership, you got vets, you got good stuff there, you got good defense. So I think this team is entirely slept on, and if DR is not careful, bro, and me and Mero will talk about this come around World Baseball Classic time. I'll give you guys an update on that because we're going to be having a show together. This team is probably the scariest team for DR in their bracket, and it is the team that had eliminated them last time, embarrassed Team Dominican Republic to the point that they feel like they needed to have a really good showing. They're taking it super personal this time around. But, I mean, their bullpen is Alvarado and Bazardo and Buto and De Jesus, Gomez, Guzman, Machado, Montero. I mean, they have a lot of really good names in their bullpen. Their pitching staff has Pablo Lopez and Robert Suarez, Eduardo Rodriguez, Marquez, Cincetella. So they have some brand names out there and some major leaguers. So you'll see them put their best foot forward, bro. But this is the team for sure slept on. There's a lot of teams as well for World Baseball Classic that I think we're going to see out there that's like, okay, I just can't wait for the tournament to happen because you just get to see the different levels of fandom from everybody else, right? From different countries and how seriously they take it. Mexico's another team that I think that deserves some respect, bro. Team Mexico always puts out. And look what they got going on. They got Duran and Thomas and Arrozarena out there in the outfield. Urias and Ortiz. They got the both Urias in the infield and Aranda. They got major leaguers out there, Alejandro Kirk and Roddy Tellez. They got some good guys out there. So let's see what happens with that. I cannot wait for it. The biggest thing I was looking at was this graphic, is how they were built. So each team, of course, we got who has it, and if you look at the legend at the bottom, it says MLB players is in red and minor league players is in teal and so on and so forth, as you guys see in the bottom. Guys, look at the U.S., man. This is why they had the most pressure on them to win. They brought their best. They've got 30 current major leaguers on the team. The second is Dominican Republic with 29, and one of them is an amateur player. And then you have, if you go all the way to the other end of the spectrum, then we'll go ahead and we'll see the Czech Republic, bro. And then they have 27 amateur or indie players in the NCAA players, along with two players that are international pros and one minor league player as well. Like, that's great. No major league players on that roster. Are they the only ones? Well, no. Brazil also has. They got 17, 7 and 6. No major league players on the roster. Every other roster has a major league player on it, at least. You know, they have other people like Didi Gregorius also on it, but this was wild for me to see. I'm not going to say I feel bad for those teams, but it might be harder for them to compete. I do feel sorry for Team Puerto Rico. Team Puerto Rico, you know, they lost 3 of their leaders. They weren't allowed to bring Correa and Lindor, and I made a post about that, as well as Baez. Baez actually failed a drug test for weed, whatever. But he wasn't able to compete because of that, and because of that, you know, they don't have 3 of their biggest vets on that squad, but they still got a good squad there. You know, Edwin Diaz is going to be closing games for them. He's going to have his brother, you know, in there as well. So let's see what happens with Team Puerto Rico, but I definitely feel bad for them, especially in that pool. You're going to need all your guns out there if you're going to feel like you got a chance. A lot of my Puerto Rican friends feel like, yo, you took away our chance from even competing in this tournament. It only happens every 3 years. Why couldn't we find a resolution a lot earlier? And I feel the same way. But anyway, guys, some good stuff. Just to give you guys some updates real quick on me. I will be talking about different sports on this channel. I just will be. So you may hear some Knicks. You may hear whatever happens in the week. If something big happens, I'm going to just talk about it, bro, because I feel like I haven't been speaking on it, and it's just what it is. Spring training is starting soon. Pitchers and catchers report next week. Guess who's going to spring training, my boy? I'm going with Talking Yanks crew. We're going to be going out there on the 13th, coming back on the 16th, and then that'll be cool. Then after that, we got to get ready for the World Baseball Classic. Me and Merrill got a whole show. I'm also filming next weekend. I'm filming the Warehouse Games. We're doing Blitzball, so I'm doing that. And then after that, then we're gonna go to Miami to watch pool play and watch the World Baseball Classic at the beginning of that. So I think that's March 6th through the 10th. I'll be there, but kind of like a jam-packed schedule every single weekend. I think the weekend after that I'm kind of free, so I'll be doing some streaming as well. I can't wait for that. Hopefully we get some games. Hopefully we get some news, you know what I mean? And yeah, but baseball is starting. It's cold as shit outside, bro. If you are on the East Coast, it is the coldest it has been in a while. And I'll leave you guys with that, man. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching here on the channel. A little bit of sports updates with Joe's McFly. You already know. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends. One book that I do recommend for you guys that I've been reading, it's been helping me a lot. It's called The Atomic Habits. So make sure you guys read that book. That book is good. Make sure you join my gaming channel as well, as it's 32-Bit Gamer Gang. 32-Bit Gamer Gang, where we play just different video games. Right now, we're playing through the entire Resident Evil series, with Resident Evil 9 coming out on the 27th. Oh, that's what I'm doing on the weekend on the 27th. I'm playing Resident Evil 9. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Join me on twitch.tv/Joseph McFly, and subscribe to this channel as well. Like always, guys, make sure you guys keep your Pinterest on, stay Pinterest strong, and love what you love, man. It's just what it is. Spread love, not hate. You already know what time it is. I'll see you guys later. Peace.